This right now, I don't care if you've been soul swapped, don't ever listen to voices in your head. I nearly died yesterday and last night. If it wasn't for me pulling out the kyanite and sleeping with it, interestingly so, them roach attachments were telling me to sleep with it, to get rid of it, that Maria Tavarez entity that one of my Egyptian ancestors actually discovered. He kept putting all in my timelines and all of that to keep me from that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. You know, from what I understand, he was trying to rebuild my consciousness so I no longer reveal his name. And I'll keep putting it out there. His real name is Billy Baille. He put a roach attachment, an evil entity in me, a version of him from Betelgeuse, which is where evil spirits derive. That's where a lot of the Mexican so-called created gods derive from. Quetzalcoatl, I can't think of any others outside of him. And Quetzalcoatl, who's a reptilian dragon, Yoda Bayle. Very similar to the demiurge that, you know, we all have. Theirs is a white man. Ours is a black man. You know, as described in the Old Testament, God would shapeshift into a man with, not shapeshift, but he would appear, and this was also covered in that book, Tricked by the Light, as a man with bronze skin and hair like wool, which is black. And I learned during this curse, I learned a lot, but it's dangerous to have your consciousness open like this. You can't have your consciousness open like this, and you can't entertain that evil shit when it feeds off of having your consciousness open like this. You know, black people, hey, how you doing, brother? You too, man. Directly comes from God. And I'm not saying that because I'm an Afrocentrist. I like white men. I was born that way. You know, I learned during this curse that one of my past lives, I was a Swedish settler in Oklahoma. We indulged in eating a lot of pig because they were easy to raise. And they were one of the first people to come through as part of this curse, as well as my family. There was a couple of others, including Hecate and Oshun and Yemaya, so I have a lot to thank for him. You know, I feel like dead all over. You know, I was told that poor Christopher Case went through the same thing. What he saw was no motherfucking joke. I ain't trying to put him out because that's my boy. But that was a cold piece right there. You know, hopefully when I get this shit settled, like I said, it's dangerous to have voices talking in your head and all of this movement going on in your head and in your body. You know, I was doing the death rattle all fucking night long, and, you know, I'm quite certain idiots would look and, you know, on the outside and think, oh, she on drugs, but I'm not. I'm far from it. To get back in that time, you know, I tried my best. You know, you can use 808 hertz frequency to you know, if you got soul swap, to get back in your body. You know, on a couple of occasions, I actually experienced that. Like when I was staying at another shelter, I woke up and I saw that I was outside of my spirit body. And now, mind you, they don't have a day. You know, I don't recall them having a shelter there for women. I mean, for women with kids or families. And, you know, it's just specifically men and women. And with that being said, I woke up the next morning and they said, you know, that at 7 o'clock, we only see families. Only families can come at 6:30. And so it felt like the butterfly effect. You know, felt like you know, living in a different universe, and that was a wake-up call that something did in fact happen. But I'm gonna say this: Don't ever entertain voices in your head, roach attachments. Play 1150 hertz in conjunction with 7000 hertz to get rid of them. It was hurting my head dramatically, but I'm going to say this. Don't entertain that shit. You will not have a normal life. Like, for instance, there was a guy who was a stockbroker who was talking about how he would have spirits. Usually it's caused by a break in a chain in command of your consciousness. It could be caused by an ancestor who sees what you got coming for you, so they decide to fuck you up and turn entity attachments of themselves within you into a roach attachment. But there's ways to take care of that. With Billy Baille and Don Tolliver, his high self. With that being said, he said that they would accurately tell him the numbers on Wall Street. And he would, always make money. But then at some point he went crazy. So never indulge that evil ass shit that breaks the order of your consciousness. It's like having an extra consciousness in your head, and you can't have that. That's dangerous. And it can make you fucking not just nuts, but it can kill you. For instance, I revealed the name of Satan the other day. And I could feel a dramatic opening up in my consciousness where things were moving around. Things were giving me, a hard time. And it shouldn't be that dramatic. You shouldn't feel inner entity attachments moving around dramatically in your head. And these things have, and still do have, my consciousness all over the astral plane. But it got made a little bit better because it got made a little bit better. I feel shit, getting pissed. But like I say, they shouldn't be inert in your head as much and moving around as much and imposing on you as much. I feel very, very sick and nauseous. So anyways, the problem with indulging entities in your head is it breaks the chain of command in your consciousness. For instance, you have Satan, Shimaster. You have him in your consciousness, that's supposed to attach. Like, one thing I learned is, based on the belief system of what you're born into, like, for instance, I was born connected to Jesus. Not the real Jesus. The real Jesus was actually, in fact, a black man. There's a reason behind, and the fucked up thing too is that these things will attack your entity attachments when your consciousness is wide open the minute you tell truths. It's not like you can tell truths, like even the name of Saint and Shimaster, like you could anymore. There's a reason why in the Bible they mention Greece and Patmos, the island of Patmos. He was a Greek black man. Hey, how you doing, brother? He was a Greek black man, and he was actually placed in the roach rim. When you have all of these things moving around in these, because that shit, I'm gonna say this right now, the roach attachments that got put on me as part of this curse, they came from Shimaster, Satan. They were put in me by Ingrid Hybird and all of that. And they were meant to make my life a living motherfucking hell and feed off of me. That's some evil ass shit, but like I say, there's ways to overcome it. You're not supposed to have entity attachments moving around, being sentient. They're supposed to, connect you to your ancestors, the spirit of your ancestors, as I've seen, and they're supposed to come and help and do what they need to do at certain times. 7,000 hertz and 1150 hertz could get rid of roach attachments. And these are some evil-ass motherfuckers. They demand to be fed by having your consciousness wide fucking open to parasitic attacks in the astral plane. That's what having voices in your head causes. And that's why my eyes look sunken in. I don't do drugs, as y'all seen. I work out. I'm able to lift 75 pounds worth of weights. 30 via my arm. I can't do anything because that Maria Tavarez entity made me fucking sick. And just thinking about how I didn't handle that well, you know, even them roaches were telling me, get black kyanite, sleep with the black kyanite, you know, but I wanted to make sure, you know, they get you on some shit where you become anal about getting certain things back. And I wanted to make sure I got that spirit guide back. You know, she was actually an entity attachment that puts back together your crown chakra that came out due to these roach attachments having this evil shit in me. They would offer to put you back together, but at the same time have your consciousness wide open, which is extremely fucking dangerous. Because you can physically feel stuff from there. That's an evil ass fucking curse. I'm just going to say it like that. That's the most evil ass, rotten ass shit I've ever fucking experienced. So I don't indulge that because my wake up call came yesterday when I nearly fucking died. And I was doing a death rattle. You know, this shit will pretend and act like you need it to be able to do certain things, to be able to get back to your timeline, to your body. Again, 808 hertz can do that. You don't need that. And I'm going to say this right now. You know, I needed shelter when I got kicked out. When, of that other shelter. And because these evil things, their nature is evil. Again, they come from Shaitan, Satan. Things that come in, like I hate to say it, that so-called child spirit guide, it was actually an entity attachment originally. It became connected to Mikey Hernandez and became a parasitic entity attachment. It's actually designed, they actually make whatever comes into you parasitic, depending on the nature of the person. And so they had a roach attachment come in of the highest self of that guy. You know, again, you know, there's lids between you and the spirit world. And certain things aren't supposed to be open. You know, that was crazy when I would be, you know, trying to get shit back, put shit back in my head. That was hellish. You know, and you can see me literally doing it. You know, I was sicker. You know, I was as sick as a fucking AIDS patient on my deathbed yesterday. I was that sick. Anyways, you should be able to get shelter. And these motherfuckers will fuck it up by opening you up to parasitic entities, to roach attachments, for instance, of this guy here. You fucked up, and they were like, oh, do a blog on him. No, you know, I mean, no. Because I've stayed with him before when I needed to. Pretty nice guy, you know, there's no reason for that. It's you ain't supposed to open yourself up to that shit. And that's what roach attachments do. They open you up to parasitic entities in the astral plane and put out their stories that's designed to throw you off. That shit's very, very dangerous. I don't care how funny that shit is. And them little motherfuckers would be funny. That's how, you know, from what I understand, Ingrid Hybrid and them told them how to approach me. Be funny. Make jokes. Woo, woo, woo. And I nearly became one of them fucking people talking to fucking thin air. Talking to this shit within my head that shouldn't be active. You should be able to share the name of Satan. You should be able to share the name of this without repercussions. You know, it's supposed to be spirits come in, they visit you in the dreamscape, pull you, you know, wherever they want. You know, in the case of that guy, Christopher Case, roach attachments placed in them, I believe, that caused him to see shit. Same thing happened to a good friend of mine's, African lady, years ago, where she had shadow people physically tearing at her and all of that. 1150 hertz plus 7,000 hertz to get rid of roach attachments. And I believe at one point I had the lady that placed that shit on me approach me on how to get rid of it. Just keep playing 1150 hertz plus 7,000 hertz. That's the most evil ass motherfucking thing you could ever have on you, because it takes away your freedom of thought, your independence of thought. And I don't want that evil ass shit. It shouldn't be verbose. It shouldn't be coming from within your head. I remember when somebody put those roach attachments tied to Rosie in my consciousness when I was staying at the manor. I remember when roach attachments got placed in my consciousness through a TV screen. You know, 1150 hertz plus 7,000 hertz is the key to getting rid of that shit. I'm being made to feel very, very sick right now, so just, you know, pray for me. As a matter of fact, I would have entity attachments of various people that would come to help me out, you know, who would say, just pray to God. Don't depend on this evil ass shit, because it's going to fuck you up. It's going to fuck up your consciousness. Just pray to God. That's all you need to do. You know, you start delving into shit, and that's going to fuck things up for you. I started to physically feel within parts of my body being torn up. These things making you feel like you got to be dependent upon them to get shit back. All you need to do is play 295 hertz or 295 plus 695 hertz to get your shit back. 1750 hertz, 15 hertz, and 1714 hertz are all around good ones as well. Put back together a spirit body, 3517 hertz, 3571 hertz. You know, I entertained that bullshit because I wanted to resolve spiritual issues. But it's dangerous because you're dealing with shit from within. You're dealing with fucking voices that are coming from within that are parasitic and cause you harm by having your consciousness open, wide open. As I mentioned Shimaster's name, I'm feeling sick right now. Hey, how you doing? But like I said, I'm just going to play 1150 hertz, 735 hertz is very good for getting rid of evil spirits. This is shit that's coming from within. And that shit, you know, if you entertain that shit, could fuck up your body. And all I have are fucking roach attachments. You know, if you get something like that, you know, use aloe vera to contain it, at least, until you get rid of it and until them things can no longer feed. You know, that shit should be dormant in your head. It shouldn't be moving around. I would feel shit if I mentioned something pivotal, some innocent, like the truths I used to talk about on YouTube, something breaking an entity attachment. Don't have that evil shit in your damn consciousness. Don't entertain it. You shouldn't have spirits moving around in your fucking body. except to come in and protect you and defend you if need be, or do other things. You know, spirits should come to you in the dreamscape. They shouldn't come to you in the physical. So I'm going to continue playing this shit. 1150 plus 7,000 hertz, because I can't deal with this shit. My eyes would be sunken in. I would look like that, and I still do to some degree, but not as bad. I actually had Baron Samedi, one of my ancestors, Nefertiti, come in and start putting me back together. And she discovered she was in the body of, because this evil shit, it'll twist, it'll take your entity attachments, put it in the fucking body, or entity attachments of the bodies of people that cursed you with it. It's very evil shit. And I had her spirit come back, you know, like, yeah, I was in the wrong body the minute I started playing 1150 plus 7,000 hertz. I'm gonna say this right now. You know, this shit will fucking make entity attachments out your consciousness, like out my soul consciousness. I had that Maria Tavarez entity coming in and turning my soul consciousness into an entity attachment to keep me from getting back into that timeline and shit from within. Like I said, within the butterfly effect was showing you that all your timelines are within, and you can time travel within. But you don't need that evil shit to do that. Your shit shouldn't be active. So I'm going to go ahead and continue playing 1150 hertz and 7,000 hertz, because I came way too close to that. And like I say, this shit will take your consciousness, send it to other fucking people. I shouldn't entertain that evil shit. Right now, astral world, for instance, I didn't realize it at the time was taking place within my consciousness. I thought it was straight in the astral plane. And like I say, don't interact with entities from within, you know, entity attachments. You ain't supposed to do that. When you have that shit in you, they'll start bullying you on what to say and have you physically wide open to where you can break stuff physically in a way in your own energy, spirit body, astral body. Don't entertain that evil shit is just what I'm going to say. One time when I defeated this evil shit, I had something evil, a Native American man or something, took that form, come in and put more of them fucking roach attachments in. Like I say, 1150 hertz, 7,000 hertz. Don't entertain that evil shit. Hard time getting what you want. Don't ever go within to resolve it like I did. Instead, you know, like with a soul swap, instead play 295 or 69 hertz, 695 hertz, and reveal their real name. That's how you get them. Peace. Say this right now, your mind is supposed to be your castle. You're not supposed to have other consciousnesses acting within it.